What's up, everybody? Justin here, back with a Impact Wrestling Slammiversary 2019 review. Slammiversary 2019, Slammiversary 17 is in the books. It is still crazy to think Impact is 17 years old. And time flies. It really does. You take it. I'm dead serious. Some advice to anybody that wants to take it. Cherish every single day like it's your last. Seriously, time flies. Appreciate every single day you have. Because for anybody that's younger than I am watching this, I'm 35. Once you hit, I swear, once you get over 21 years old, I swear time flies. It flies by. Years just go by. A whole year feels like years. I'm talking about right now. Years feel like they're about 4 months to me, or 6 months, and then it's over. It's really sad if you want to think about it. Don't get depressed, but getting older sucks because I feel the time flies by faster and faster and faster the older you get. So cherish and appreciate every day. Appreciate life. Appreciate the blue sky and the sun. Every day you got on the earth, appreciate it. Because who the hell knows? In 15, 20 years, the earth might be gone. We might all burn to death because of the sun being closer and closer. And global warming and stuff like that. We might not even be here in 20 years. I hope we are, but we might not be. So anyways, Impact Wrestling Slammiversary 2017. I didn't mean to depress you or get dark, but I don't know. I had to say it. I feel time flies, and it sucks. So it kicked off Slammiversary 2019 pay-per-view. Again, it was Slammiversary 17, the 17-year anniversary of when TNA started. Back in July 2002. It's been 17 years. I still can't believe it. So, up first was like a bonus match. I didn't know it was going to happen. It was TJP. Yes. WWE 205 Live. That TJP. He's back in Impact. I don't know if he signed a deal. I don't know. But he did appear on their TV. And he appeared on Slammiversary. Before Slammiversary, I saw him appear on Impact. So TJP in a 4-way. It was TJP, Willie Mack, Jay Crisp of OVE, and one of the Rascals, Ty. I don't know the guy's last name. Who cares? The guy's a good athlete. This match was kind of a spot fest. It was an X Division 4-way. It was like nonstop action. I thought it was good. I enjoyed it. Willie Mack wins. I'm a fan of that guy. He's pretty awesome. He's like, reminds me of the Junkyard Dog, but the guy's a better athlete and can do a lot more in the ring than JYD could. It was a different era anyways when JYD was on top. He didn't have to do all the flippy shit, and I'm not saying that's what Willie Mack is. The guy's not just a spot fest. The guy's a damn good wrestler, damn good worker. Willie Mack, if I would have to compare Willie Mack and the Young Bucks, I would pick Willie Mack. Because the Young Bucks are just video game wrestlers. So anyways, Willie Mack wins a 4-way. It was a good start to Slammiversary, got the crowd hot. Up next, we had the Impact Tag Team Championships on the line in a triple threat. I didn't know it was going to be a triple threat. They just made it a triple threat because Friday night, 2 days ago, I guess, it was a show on Impact Plus, which I don't have. I'm not going to pay for another service because I pay for enough stuff. I pay for the WWE Network. I pay for Shudder, a horror service. Pay for Amazon Prime. And I pay for DirecTV. So sorry, Impact Plus. I'm not going to pay for you, but I will support you and order your pay-per-views on Fight TV. So, up next was the Impact Tag Titles on Friday night. The tag team, the North. I forget the other guy's name, but one of them is Ethan Page. He's a really good wrestler. The North defeated, I believe, LAX to win the tag titles on Friday night. The North won the tag titles. So this was a triple threat. LAX and the Rascals challenging the North for the Impact Tag titles. Pretty good triple threat. I enjoyed it. The North wins and retains. What I did not enjoy, and it was sad, was seeing Santana of LAX. Santana got injured. I believe it is legit. I don't think it was a storyline. I don't think he was selling. I think he really injured his knee pretty badly because he couldn't even stand up. They wanted doctors to put him on a stretcher, but he wanted to walk out on his own 2 feet. Probably because he's stubborn and wanted to be tough. So he actually got carried out by 2 people. One was the Rascals. I don't remember the guy's name in the Rascals. So Santana of LAX was carried out after the match. Looked like he suffered a real legit knee injury. I hope it's not bad because that guy and his partner, Ortiz, LAX, I believe, wanted to leave Impact. They have offers from NXT or WWE. They got offers from WWE and AEW. They can't really go there to start if one of them's injured, so that really sucks for them. I wish Santana a speedy recovery. I really do. I hope he's not out for more than a month. It'd be really cool, I think, to see LAX in NXT. I think they would fit really well there. The Street Profits might be gone from NXT because Paul Heyman wanted to call them up, and they did get called up. I don't know if they're full-time on Raw, but they were there. They're probably going to be there every week. So my point is, if Street Profits are gone until they lose the titles, then LAX could be a really good replacement to be the next NXT Tag Champions and carry the tag division. If they go to AEW, good for them. I'll be happy for them, but I think they fit better in NXT. So LAX and the Rascals lose. The North, still the tag champions. One of the North, I think it was the other guy, not Ethan Page, did a shooting star press as he's holding one of the Rascals in his arms. He did a shooting star press, or no. I think it was not a Spanish fly. I think it was just a backflip. Anyways, he did a backflip holding a guy into a power slam off the top. That was awesome. That was amazing. Maybe it was just, I think it was a backflip or a shooting star press as he's holding another wrestler. So up next, after the tag title match, again, the North retained. Up next, we had the First Blood match. First Blood, you hardly see it anymore in wrestling. Do I think wrestlers in pro wrestling should get rid of blading and wrestlers cutting themselves to bleed? No, I don't. I think there's a place and a time to do that. Maybe because I'm an old school wrestling fan, I don't think they should get rid of blading. I don't. Some are against it. That's fine. You can be against it, but I have a different opinion. I think blading should stay in wrestling. You just shouldn't overdo it. Like, for example, in the NWA in the 80s, they bled a lot. Blading should only happen like once every 6 months or once every 4 months, not all the time. Again, for example, in the NWA, I just watched on the network, Great American Bash 86. You had 3 to 4 matches with both guys, and the match bleeding a lot. It happened in this Indian strap match. Wahoo McDaniel, Jimmy Garvin bled. They both bled. Ricky Morton bled in the cage with Ric Flair. I think Flair might have even bled. I didn't get to watch the finish yet. Also, Tully Blanchard, Ron Garvin had a tape fist match. They both bled. And what else? Also, Baron Von Raschke, him against, I forget who he's against, but Baron Von Raschke. Hopefully, I didn't butcher his name, but he was in the AWA for a long time, and he was in the NWA for a little bit. Baron Von Raschke, bald guy, played a German character. He was not from Germany. Anyways, he's American, but Baron Von Raschke at the end of the match, he was busted open, bleeding a lot. So in 4 matches, you had guys bleeding and blading. But that was in 86. So, again, first blood, Eddie Edwards against Killer Cross. They had pretty good build-up to this match. They had a good video package before it. Killer Cross and Eddie Edwards went to war. They beat the crap out of each other. Killer Cross kept hitting suplexes and gut wrench. He hit a gut wrench suplex off the damn apron to Eddie Edwards on top of a whole bunch of chairs on the floor. He picked up Eddie in like a choke slam and slammed him on the apron. Eddie Edwards took a ton of punishment. A lot of brawling, a lot of fighting on the outside of the ring. Killer Cross bleeds and loses. Killer Cross, Eddie Edwards has a Singapore cane that he used a lot in the match. He ends up breaking it in half and sticking like spikes from the cane. He sticks them in Killer Cross's mouth. And putting the cane in his mouth, and Don Callis, one of the announcers, is yelling, he's bleeding, he's bleeding from the mouth, he's bleeding from the mouth. So the match ends. Eddie Edwards wins after he puts a cane, broken Singapore cane, in the mouth of Killer Cross. And Eddie Edwards wins the first blood match. He wasn't really bleeding from the mouth. He probably used a blood cap because he had blood all over his chest. It was probably a blood cap. And thank God it wasn't real, because that would fucking hurt if you really bled from the mouth. That's too dangerous. So I'm glad they used a blood cap. I hope it was a blood cap. So, my God, Eddie Edwards is tough. That guy took a ton of punishment in that matchup. Also, what did I want to say about it? Can't really remember, but oh yeah, Killer Cross had his face painted up like a skeleton demon or something. He kind of looked like Darby Allin's face paint, but Killer Cross had his whole his whole face painted like, I don't know, like a skull. I don't know what to call it, like a skull. Kind of looked like Darby Allin's face paint. Only Killer Cross, that guy, can actually wrestle and work, and I don't think Darby Allin can. That guy's just a spot monkey and a stupid idiot wrestler that does coffin drops on aprons. Stop doing that, Darby Allin. You're going to cripple yourself. Up next was, after First Blood, we had RVD, Mr. Pay-Per-View, the whole effing show. Rob Van Dam. I still love doing that. Rob Van Dam against Moose. This was pretty good. I enjoyed it. Moose attacked RVD right away. Moose was in control of most of the match. RVD at one point, Moose brought a chair in the ring, like behind the ref's back. I think it was behind the ref's back. Maybe it wasn't. But RVD, old school, vintage RVD, hit a Van Daminator to Moose when he was holding the chair up. I don't think the chair really connected with his head because how he was holding it. But that's a good thing. Moose. Man, there's a really loud firework. Anyways, people are idiots. They're still shooting off fireworks like it's the 4th of July and it's the fucking 7th. About to be 8th of July. So anyways, you probably didn't hear it on camera, but that was a super loud explosion of a firework, like in my backyard or a little bit past my yard, but near it. Anyways, my backyard's that way. So, anyways, those super loud fireworks that explode and like go everywhere in the air, really high up. People are idiots because those cost between $100 and $400. You're idiots for spending that much on fireworks. Because I think it's a waste of money. Just shoot it up and stare at it, and then it's over. And then you're out of $400. So, RVD, it's a Van Daminator, but it looked like Moose really protected himself when he was holding the chair up. Watch some ODCW from 98, 99. A ton of Van Daminators. RVD did connected right in the heads and faces of Jerry Lynn and Bubba Ray Dudley. Balls Mahoney. They took some sick ass looking Van Daminators that probably scattered their brains. So up next, again, RVD, not up next. RVD missed a 5-star frog splash. He missed it. Moose then spears him, and Moose wins. Moose defeats Rob Van Dam. I was kind of surprised. I thought RVD would win. I predicted he would win. I did pretty awful on my predictions. I only got 2 matches right. I only predicted 2 matches right. But anyways, Moose wins. Good for RVD. Good on him for putting over Moose. I don't know if Moose is, I think he's younger. I'm pretty sure he's in his 30s. And Moose is a really good talent. He's really good. That guy played in the NFL. That guy's probably one of the best pro football players to turn into a pro wrestler of all time. I mean, there's been other ones like Big Cat Ernie Ladd. He played in the NFL. Dick the Bruiser played in the NFL. Wahoo McDaniel played in the NFL. All those guys were good wrestlers. Baron Corbin playing the NFL, but Moose is 1,000 times better than Baron Corbin. Now, I will say about Baron Corbin, I'm not going to bash him totally. He's boring to me, but Baron Corbin, the guy is a good worker and does try hard. But Moose, in my opinion, is a better ex-football player and a pro wrestler. Moose is 1,000 times better than Corbin. So again, Moose defeats RVD. Up next, we had the Knockouts title 4-way Monsters Ball match. For the Knockouts title, Taya Valkyrie defending against Rosemary. Jessica Havoc, but they just call her Havoc. And Su Yung. This was a pretty awesome Monsters Ball match. I really enjoyed it. A ton of weapons use. You had cookie sheets, trash cans, chairs, tables, dog collars. Su Yung hooked herself up to Rosemary with the dog collar. You had a Ty Valkyrie do a spot off the apron, putting Rosemary through a table. That was awesome. And then after Rosemary was put through the table, Havoc and Su Yung started fighting and attacking each other. They were not working together anymore. And Jessica Havoc picked up Su Yung on the second rope in a tombstone position. And Rosemary, by the way, poured tacks in the ring, and Rosemary got slammed on her face from Taya onto the tacks. Face first went Rosemary onto the thumbtacks. I don't think she got any in her face. I hope not. Because Rosemary's a very attractive, sexy woman under the paint. She is. So I hope she didn't get her face all scratched up by tacks being stuck in it. So I looked like Taya really protected Rosemary when she slammed her face and did a foot stomp on Rosemary's back, and her face went in the tacks. Looked like Rosemary and Taya really protected Rosemary from going into the tacks, like face first. I don't think she got any tacks in her face. Again, I hope not. Because that shouldn't be happening. No woman in wrestling should want to get tacks in the face. But it was a really cool spot. So then Tombstone off the second rope to Su Yung by Havoc. Tombstone to Su Yung on top of the tacks. Havoc covers her. I thought it was over. And then a flying chair comes in and cracks Havoc in the head to break up the 3 count by Taya. Taya threw a chair at Havoc, hit her in the head, and broke up the 3 count. Then Taya lands on and covers Su Yung for the 1, 2, 3. Taya Valkyrie. I'm a big fan of her. I'm a big fan of Rosemary and Su Yung. I also like Havoc. But I'm a really big fan of Taya and Rosemary. All 4 women did really well. They beat their bodies up a lot. They put on a great Monsters Ball match. Respect to all of them. Taya wins and retains, and I loved it. Taya Valkyrie still your Knockouts champion. I would have been all for any of these women winning, but I'm very happy Taya won because I predicted she would. She was my prediction, and she was the first prediction I got right of the pay-per-view. Up next, we had Johnny Impact challenging Rich Swann for the X Division. I almost said Knockouts title. Johnny Impact challenging Rich Swann for the X Division title. Really good match. Ton of high flying and high spots. They beat the crap out of each other, and it was really good. Really good match for the X Division title. I predicted Johnny Impact. I was wrong again. I predicted way too many heels, and I did awful. I predicted the Rascals. They lost. I think they're baby faces, but they lost. I predicted Eddie Edwards. He lost. I predicted Taya. She won. I predicted Johnny Impact. Rich Swann wins. Rich Swann still your X Division champion. They had a really good match. My favorite matches were the Knockouts Monsters Ball, Rich Swann, Johnny Impact, Michael Elgin and Brian Cage was really good. And the main event, Tessa and Sami was really good. So up next we had the Impact World Championship. It was announced in a backstage interview, I believe, with Tessa. Or is this announced earlier in the pay per view that Tessa, Sami Callihan they were going to make history in the first intergender main event of a wrestling pay per view. So this is also Tessa Blanchard's first main event of a company's pay per view. I believe she's main evented Shimmer probably a couple times. I believe she has main evented Shimmer. But this is Tessa Blanchard main eventing a major wrestling company pay per view for the first time in her career, and she deserves it. She is undeniable. She is an undeniable star. She's great. She can talk. She has the it factor. She is a great worker. She's just fantastic. I am a big fan of Tessa Blanchard. I love her work. She's damn good. And if you can't see that she has an it factor, you're probably blind. So, anyways, Michael Elgin, Brian Cage for the Impact World Championship. Brian Cage defending. This was really good. A bit too many kickouts, but whatever. That's wrestling in 2019. It's Kickout City. So this was kind of weird at the end. So Brian Cage wins, and he's still the Impact champion. Thank God, because I didn't want Michael Elgin to be the champ. That guy's a scumbag. Guy's a good worker, but I don't care. He's boring, and I don't care about him. I never will. No matter how good he is, I will not care about him. So Brian Cage retains, and after him, Michael Elgin was throwing a tantrum, pissed off, so he goes up to Don Callis on the floor. Don Callis goes like this on him, like, you'll get him next time. Well, Michael Elgin got pissed and throws Don Callis in the ring, about to attack him, about to take him out, and then from behind, a masked man. Obviously, I could tell who he was right away. He was in a mask and a ski mask. He had like a black sweatshirt on, black pants. So he's in the corner, bouncing up and down in the corner, ready to spear Elgin. I knew who it was from that bouncing up and down and from his body type. No, it wasn't Edge. It was Rhino. Rhino gores Michael Elgin, gets up, does his celebration with his arms in the air. Crowd popped, crowd enjoyed it. And then Rhino jumps in the crowd and runs away. Never took his mask off, but I know it's Rhino. Well, maybe another mask man. Maybe Impact is going to keep having mask men attack Elgin. And it'll be a different wrestler every time. I don't know what they're going to do. I don't know if they're going to bring in Rhino. I don't know if this was a one-time appearance for Rhino. I don't know. That was kind of stupid because it's so obvious it was Rhino. It was so damn obvious it was Rhino because the guy did the gore and had the body type of Rhino. And he hit the gore on Michael Elgin. Still kind of weird. I mean, why didn't you just have Rhino unmask so the crowd would have popped even more? I don't know where they're going with the mask man. Who knows? So up next was the main event. First time ever on a pay-per-view. Intergender match is the main event of a major pay-per-view. Sami Callihan, Tessa Blanchard. They did tear it up. I still don't like intergender wrestling, especially when the guys in the match like give really brutal shots and just brutal spots to the women. I don't like it. I cringe. But I could not take my eyeballs. I could not turn away. I did turn away, I think, a little bit on my reaction. But I couldn't stop watching it. I was really entertained by it. It was really well done. Sami Callihan is a scumbag. Everybody hates the guy. Fans hated him. Everybody watching hated him. Everybody wanted Tessa to win. Everybody, the fans and everybody watching, was behind Tessa. I really wanted Tessa to win. I thought she should have won. I predicted her to win. But Tessa lost. Tessa took a lot of punishment. She got her head slammed against the guardrail twice. She got power bombed on the ring apron. She got hit with a baseball bat in the face. Even though I believe Sami protected the bat from hitting her face. She got a power driver from Sami. And Sami wins after the power drive. Well, Tessa did kick out like 3 to 4 times. She kicked out of big moves, and that was awesome. She had Sami in a crossface for a really long time. He almost tapped out. I wish he would have. All the credit, and Tessa even had a low blow on Sami. Went off the top rope, hit her code breaker on him. Tessa even used her gold baseball bat, spray painted gold. She used it on Sami to hit him in the ribs. So it was a really good main event match. All the credit, in my opinion, goes to Tessa Blanchard because I refuse to give Sami Callihan credit because I don't like the guy. So he gets no credit from me. Tessa deserves all the credit. She just absolutely was a star of the intergender match. She absolutely delivered in a main event spot. She is a main event talent. And she delivered like a main eventer. Because Tessa Blanchard is a fucking main event talent. She's great. I can't put her over enough. And I'll keep putting her over on my videos. Whenever I talk about her. So, sadly, Sami Callihan wins. He gave Tessa her gold bat at the end of the match and walked out of the ring, leaving her in the ring. I guess to get a standing ovation. Tessa's holding her neck after the match, and she still couldn't stand up on her feet. I hope she's not legit injured with a neck injury. She also did like 2 to 3 dives through the ropes on Sami. That was really good. So Slammiversary 17, Slammiversary 2019. My final predictions, I went 2 for 5. 8 matches happened, but I only predicted 7. So my final predictions, I went 2 for 5. My final grade for Slammiversary 2019. Final grade, I give it a I'm going to give it a B+. Slammiversary 2019 gets a B+. I liked it that RVD put over Moose. I liked the knockouts, Monsters Ball. I liked Brian Cage retaining, and that was a good match. I liked Rich Swann, Johnny Impact. That was really good. And I also liked Eddie Edwards, Killer Cross. That's why Slammiversary gets a B+ grade from me. What grade would you give it? Leave your grade of Slammiversary in the comments. Also, I would appreciate it. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Bye for now, everybody.